Now I'm gonna have to fix it in post too, because it's gonna be the same on the. Hello, Jinder, how is it? It should be fixed now, and if it's not, now it is. Lag. Me forgetting to update shit. Couldn't be me. I'm getting distracted by social media. Why? Because it's social media that's designed to distract you. Tired? Fair. I feel that. Ugh. I was gonna mow my lawn today. And my lawnmower said, how about no? Hopefully not the whole VShojo meltdown. Do I need to say anything about that? I feel like everything that has been or needs to be said has already or is needed to be said. People are leaving. Iron Mouse made her statement. That's really all that you need to know. Like, what else can I add to it?
One thing I would add to it is also, it's very easy for the internet to turn around and blame. That perhaps that might be safe.
Fair. Oh, you mean the fact that as of 3 hours ago they lost all their English all of them? All of them! So that leaves, like, Kenya? And Nova? Assuming Henya wasn't English talent.
Well, if they all left, then my point is kind of moot.
Yeah, I know. Yep, everyone's walking out. Good for them. That's what you get for not paying $500,000 to a fucking charity.
But for further reference, when a company does bad, don't inherently claim to work there if they are not in the position to leave, because that might be beyond what they're able to do and be safe.
What my fiance said.
Because working for a company does not inherently need to support them, it might be your only option.
Yep, and stiffing everyone for at least the season. At minimum, maybe. Who knows, really? They could have been stiffed for longer. All we know is that what Iron Mouse has provided and what everyone else is speaking up about. But frankly, like, good for everyone that's leaving, for, like, sticking up for themselves and each other. Because this shit ain't okay. Like, goddamn. Yeah, no, yesterday I just tuned into Giga's stream, because I'm like, Giga's streaming, I wonder what she's doing. And the first thing she starts talking about is, like, all of that, and I'm like, what is she on about? So the first place I go to is, like, Knitter, which is, like, the way to access Twitter if you're cool. It's not if you're cool, it's if you don't want to deal with the bullshit of having a Twitter account. And then I immediately saw people talking about how Iron Mouse left, and how there was a video, and how apparently VShojo, screwed her, and I'm like, oh. The brand quickly became toxic, staying probably with the end of your career. Yeah, no. To say the least. Also, yes, I am still going to grind for more AVP, because again, if I can master these jobs and only have to worry about levels, then I can... Wait, God. Why? Corral still got EXP. Okay. And noting that unlike most GP agencies, VShojo doesn't own the IP identity of the VTubers. Yeah, no, like, which is excellent for them. And has always been, like, one of the really cool things about VShojo. Which, at this point, is less of a cool thing and more of thank God thing. right now, because, like, now everybody can walk away, and they lose nothing. Other than whatever the fuck they got stiffed. But they could turn independent. Real easy. And if another company, if they ever join another company, because goddamn, I feel like as an individual, my own trust would have been shattered in their, in this situation. Like, if I was them, I think I'd stay independent for quite a while before I trusted another fucking company. But ultimately, them's just opinions. No matter what, I wish every individual well in this time, and I've got their back in my very limited I am a fan of theirs capacity. Which, you know, may not be too terribly much, but it's something, I hope. Ugh. But, God, it has not been a good year for VTubers so far. Like, do I even mention, like, what happened earlier this year with one of the bigger independent VTubers and how she is MIA? Because I could. God, I was a fan of hers too, and I'm still a little torn up about that. But that one's very much a, well, nothing I can do about it now. Nothing I could have done about it then, to be perfectly fair. Because it's just one of those things where it's like, if it's not happening directly to me, the best and most I can do is just react. React to it and throw my opinion out there. God, because I'm grinding, the stream is just turning into fucking news. and more on another issue. So Stop Killing Games had a thing. Well, okay, not Stop Killing Games, specifically Stop Destroying Video Games. The European Citizens Initiative had something filed against it by an anonymous individual that apparently believes that Ross, aka Accursed Farms, is an unlisted, like, donor slash, like, basic claim is that he's an unlisted, like, benefactor to the initiative, and because he's, like, not listed, the whole initiative is doing something, like, illegal, basically. And thus, they either have to, like, I don't know how it's kind of going, but as far as I can gather, that one is very much like I squint at, even as somebody that doesn't inherently support what's going down with, you know, Stop Killing Games as, like, a group slash movement. I see that, and I'm like, major sponsor, because he volunteered for too many hours, despite the major sponsor language specifically calls out volunteers as not needing to be listed. Yeah, no. And that's precisely that. So because it's being filed at all, I am not a legal expert. Thus, I do wonder if it's being filed because the number of hours make it, like, so he needs to be compensated? I wouldn't imagine that there's something like a limit to how many hours that you can put in as a volunteer. That is the best that I can speculate from my limited vantage point, ultimately. But I watched this video because I was curious as to what the fuck was going on myself, and I'm like, they did what to you? And I gotta be real. The entire time as Ross was talking, I was like, shut up, shut up. Do not give them more fucking ammunition than they need. Because he said, there were some statements that I heard, and I kind of shook my head like, dude, you're just making more statements that they can use against you at this point. You need to shut up. What they were doing is calculated the reported organizing hours, and then going right for organizing, multiplying them, and going, that's too much. That's bottom line, right? That's bottom line because they were using, like, professional stuff. I would say that the impetus of proof is on them. However, that would require, because of the statement, for the initiative to be open to providing, at least so I would think, providing the necessary documentation to show that, no, that is not happening. So I hope that they can turn over every communication up to the point that Ross has started supporting the initiative via his volunteering, so that they can just prove that. Because even I'm over here, like, you know, much as I would rather that something better be worded, no. No, either fight fair or not at all, opposition. Do note all Ross' volunteer hours were already part of the record, as was his compensation for, or lack thereof, for it. Part of the record. Sorry, I'm parsing the language that is being used there as, like, basing on the statements that Ross had stated himself about how he doesn't log his hours, other than the fact that, like, he's very much a volunteer, and as part of that, like, he's not being paid, he's being paid diddly squat. And I guess the other angle is, like, because of the amount of volunteer hours that he would have put in, I'm wondering, the challenge isn't introducing any new information, just misusing existing information to challenge it. I'm aware. That's why I'm wondering, like, is the angle that they're going to go for an angle in which the amount of time that he has given them, like, substantial and would impact his own life and living circumstances, thus meaning that he's giving them something? Like, I wonder that kind of stuff out loud, which I shouldn't be doing in the first place. I'm sure a lawyer would tell me to shut up in case they ever stumbled across this. They won't. I'm too small. Because, like, a lawyer filed it. Why did a lawyer file it? There's a reason why a lawyer filed it, other than being a bitch. The shit that's going on. Again, the EU terms explicitly permit the kind of volunteering Ross did. I am aware. I'm aware that the terms are there as they are. And the question is, what's the goal here? Other than possibly, like, just laying bare that there's fucking corruption. This is basically a Hail Mary attempt that at best will stall it. Perhaps. We'll see. I think that the whole situation is very much a... Well, Christ alive, that's quite the shot. Also, another thing that I'm not keen on is Ross openly speculating of who the anonymous individual, or like, submitter is, because I'm like,
Tipper.
yeah, anonymous tipper. Because I'm like, bro, don't do that.
Yeah, this is
I mean, already, like, Christ alive, like, Thor's already under fire, and people, as part of, like, his open speculation of, like, oh, it could be this, this lobbyist group that earlier said these things, which, look, as much as, like, Ross wrote them off entirely, I still look at that and I'm like, you might maybe want to pay more attention to that kind of stuff. But anyway, but I did note that at least one comment was immediately like, oh, this is something that Pirate Software can do, and I'm immediately like, I will kick you in the fucking throat. Not really, I didn't even respond to it. Just baseless bullshit like that I'm just sick of. Frankly. Because he doesn't work as a whodunit if you're hoping to wonder who done it. While maybe Thor has, like, the motivation, it seems really fucking petty. Not only does that seem really fucking petty, but I don't think he has any legal grounding to do that. And if he does, I don't think it's gonna get very far. To say the least. So while maybe he could fit a why done it, don't fit the who done it. Damaged, so fuck you. So yeah, it's been the unfun element of life at the moment. But in other news, I have acquired Balatro, because the game is like always $15, and on sale was low enough that it could fit budgetarily. My God, I fucking get it. I always kind of got it. Like, from watching videos. At first I was like, yeah, this doesn't seem that interesting. But as people kept going, and I saw it myself, even I was like, wait, hold on, I think I get it. Never mind that, playing enough Dragon Quest teaching me pretty much all of the poker hands, also made me go like, wait, I know the poker hands. I can play Balatro and know what the fuck I'm doing. Which, knowing the poker hands helps, because then you're not constantly, like, looking like, wait, what's the fucking hand construction? And instead you're like, that's a 2-pair, that's a 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, that's a flush, that is a straight flush, that's a royal flush. But also, true to being a roguelite, it is a roguelite, and sometimes it just boils down to random chance. And a lot of times it does boil down to skill, and, you know, your own prep work. Which I feel like my current strategy of burn through my discards, even sometimes in the most unoptimal fashion, is biting me in the ass. I've also played more Hans game. Not terribly much more, but more Hans game. Still trying to get Rice Shower to complete a career. One day I will win with Best Horse Girl. Today and yesterday are not those days. Oh!
Everyone knows she's the best girl.
Touche. Look, statistically, when her entire career, up until her retirement, she hasn't won a single fucking race. Technically, I'm not even supposed to be able to win a single race. And yet I can. In fact, Haru was the second horse girl that I got all the way through career mode with. Successfully. like winning the finale and everything. The first one was Bakushi. Sakura Bakushino. Who every fucking time I'm on the main screen of the game and her song Bakushin Bakushin is playing, I immediately want to just destroy the jukebox. It's not that I hate that song. I find it, like, incredibly annoying. It's like, I come back to the main menu, it's Bakushin Bakushin, Bakushin Bakushin, Bakushin Bakushin, Bakushin Shin. And I'm immediately like, no! On the jukebox and switch the song. But that's been fun. In some excitement of waiting for Block Game, as well as Ashes of Creation, because I am old. I am old, and I now wish to play the games that are like Eve, without actually playing Eve, because fuck that noise. I have downloaded and sampled Albion Online as I was cooking dinner, which I have consumed. And not only have I consumed my food, but I have stored it away properly. But I decided to download and try Albion because somehow on Steam, when I first saw it, it was like mixed. But now I look at it, it's like very positive. It's like, huh, changed. I don't know what changed. And I'm not very far into it. So I don't really have much opinions on it yet, but it seems okay. I don't know, we'll see. But because those kinds of games are very focused on creating your own story kind of thing, the character that I've made, Mana as well, which, spoilers, if I were to be a VTuber, might be my name. If I don't just let myself be called Mitchell, which, I mean, to be fair, what I probably would do is like, this is Mana as well, but his name is Mitchell. But the lore is that that's difficult for people who speak common to say, because everyone just calls him Mana, mistaking him for the owner of the store. Because again, Mana's potion, supposed to be Manafa's alchemy shop, but anyway. Hopefully this would be like the one time I mention that. So that way it's like, it's a little secret in this specific part of this fucking Fjord Fiesta. But anyway. But yeah, I made a character named Mana as well. Playing to that concept of a character, I will probably run them as a tank. And my hope is that it will all be very interesting. I think Lena's just about ready to... Yeah, Master Berserker. And then Berserker will be passed on to some other poor soul. Excuse me. Oh, I sat down and I got through the entirety of the mod list for Kenshi and disabled all mods that weren't either performance enhancing, graphical adjustment, or like minor enhancements basically. So that's ready for when I want to tackle that again. I have deleted the save file, so there's no going back. And while I'm going to be ready for another project in Kenshi for streaming, because again, I think that's really interesting and really cool to have something where it's like, I'm going to build this thing, and people can, like, submit, like, these character names and concepts for me to construct in Kenshi. Excuse me. I also just like it because it's chilling, hanging out, being open to just talk, listen to like a playlist of music. Like, that seems cool to me. Yeah. Alright, so you've mastered Berserker, you've mastered Samurai. It is now time for Ninja. You will have Shira Hadori. Oh yeah, I forgot that there are 2 twin lances. I think right now. Dragoon, Ninja, you are now the Berserker. You will be the first Berserker with dual wield. Oh, I did buy a second Gaia hammer. Hold up. Wait. I thought I did. Did I not? I didn't. Well, I'm gonna have to go get one then. For half a second, I'm like, what job am I missing? Dragoon! You are a Dragoon. Hornlet. Black garb, because we don't need good stuff. Ring. Optimal it out. Then we'll change this to black garb. Protect ring. Thornlet's fine. The air knife is okay. Okay, but imagine how funny that would be. Just every now and again doing some random bullshit. Just Gaia hammer, smash, and then random bullshit, go! Yeah, power armlet, twin lance, Sasuke's katana, black cowl. No. Power sash. Crazy girl. I'm not supposed to wear that. Wear the mirage vest, damn you, black garb. Almost everybody's dual wielding. You have Shira Hadori. And then it just makes too much damn sense to have the Berserker dual wielding. So that way they're doing the best amount of DPS that they can the whole time. Yeah, like that. Like that. Alright, Lena. If the Berserker could have more than one ability equipped, though, I definitely do like katanas and dual wield. Or like lances and dual wield. Just something so they don't have to wield axes. Like, technically I could let them dual wield knives. But let's be real. How scary is a barbarian charging at you with 2 knives ready to plunge into... Well, you know, now that I say that out loud... Yeah, that would probably be a pretty terrifying sight, let's be real. Ooh. I also did a review of my Dark Souls related achievements. And the achievements that I'm missing for Dark Souls 3 are related to gathering all the expressions and all of the spells. So now I'm over here thinking, like, well, wait a minute. How hard would that be? And I'm sure that my fiance from the other room is like, dear no. Because they heard me get uppity with Dark Souls 1 just getting all the achievements. Dark Souls 3 is actually hard. By comparison, I could get that achievement, all those achievements. But one of the other things is I'm still kind of kicking myself in the Nuzlocke, so maybe that should be something I work on instead. Honestly, I don't know what my damage is at this point, just not working on it. I honestly could not tell you. A greater desire to play other vidya games, I guess. Gotta work on that. Even though, like, working on a video project would be a great way to, like, fundamentally develop my own skill set. Kind of like how, you know, I posted on... That's funny! After an earthquake, just... stab! Like, that's basically what my fucking blue sky has turned into. I just make fucking... I say fucking a lot. A bunch of posts, a thread, if you will, chained together of, like, writing news shenanigans. And that's how I practice using my mass media multimedia associates, it seems. I mean, hey, I'm not really complaining. If I don't have to actually work for a news outlet, and I can actually, like, write my own news article-ish, then sure. Okay, that is absolutely an innate ability of samurai. They just get first strike. But, yeah. I should spend more of my free time doing the stuff that I want to do. Up to and including the video projects. I have a meowing cat. Yes.
Turned around.
You think she's starting to understand how to tell time?
Here's hours.
I guess she is learning that that means food come later. Sorry, I ran out of things to say. Now I'm just kind of locked in. Aw.
And then... again.
Wasn't this tired when I started the stream? The hell happened? I'll tell you what happened. Grinding happened. Maybe that's why I'm avoiding the Pokemon. Nuzlocke. It just... Maybe. I get tired. That's not the reason. Well, either way. Not much more to comment on, I suppose. Could you stop turning my allies to stone? Okay, thanks, bye. I am thinking. Oh, I forgot to... Not that this encounter really matters. Besides, she still gains the XP as far as I am aware. Which is really weird. Like, you've been petrified, yet you're still gaining EXP. How the hell does that even work? I mean, I know the common rule of gaining EXP is that so long as the character isn't dead, and while you're petrified, you're technically not dead. But, I mean, you are also a statue. So, I'm not quite sure if that constitutes being alive. It's a very, moment. Go. We almost got it. We almost have Samurai mastered. And then we can job switch it up a little bit more. Ferris, why? I feel like the whole time Ferris has been Berserker, she's just been not targeting the right object. I'm sorry, object dod. Or, how would you say that? It's very French. Objet dod. Something like that. Like, furthest back row enemy. Like, Ferris, what are you doing? I've also been... First strike. I have also been thinking about picking back up, like, Crystal Project. Granted, starting it over. Because it seemed like a really cool indie game. I only stopped playing it because a whole bunch of other games came up. Came up and out, I should say. There we go. Yainuki. Now you get to be samurai. Ichimonji. That feels so wrong. Look, Mom, dual wielding. And Dragoon for you. Shira Hadori. Holy Lance, Crystal Shield, Crystal Armor. No, Blackguard. Yep, that should work out fine. Alright, then that's what we'll work on for now. Hi, hello. Being interrupted by a cat. Ugh. We're almost done. What? Ads are coming up in a minute. I want to get up and stretch my legs and just stretch in general. So let's get up, stretch, do what you gotta do in order to stay as healthy as you can be. Otherwise, don't go anywhere. We will be back with more Final Fantasy V. I will see you guys in a bit. Ah, the ad is over. Alright. Let us resume. But I do assure you that once we've got, like, all mastery across the board, or people have the abilities that I want them to have and are working on their final job, then we will move on, and it's going to be a matter of getting EXP. I still don't have a good answer on how I'm going to get said EXP. I definitely think the best strategy that I can come up with is putting my foot in the Wind Shrine. Oh, Ferris mastered... Oh no, Ferris didn't master Berserker. That is next one, which is 100 battles. I say as if I actually dislike... And I mean truly dislike doing this. It's just boring. At the end of the day, that's really all it is. I know it can't be, like, good watching it, certain. So, at most, I would imagine that it's just listen to the sound of my voice. It's podcasting hour again. Let's get out of here because we're low on gold needles. I'll check real quick. Master 2, Master 2, Master 2. Once everybody's mastered this one, they're on their final jobs. Okay. And then at that point, I won't necessarily need to grind until complete mastery. Alrighty. Okay, good. That is a healthy amount of gil. I'm gonna actually in as well. I can stand to get more, only because I want a full set of coral rings to be able to take on Shinryu, because with this party setup, I for certain think I can take on Shinryu at an appropriate level. It's Omega that I think that, just considering the moveset and the fact that Omega will counter everything I do, makes it really unlikely that I could win. Like, at best, I would also want a set of the other ring, which absorbs fire damage or nullifies it. Because that would at least ensure that I have something of a chance. Omega's a hard damage per action check for you. Yeah, no, which... It's not that I can't surmount that, it's just that I very much would have to kill Shinryu first and get Ragnarok. Wait, which I can't even fucking use! Never mind. Because Ragnarok is a sword, and nobody in my party can wield it. Which with the Berserker is a mess. That's why you make them dual wield. And if it turns out I need to make them dual wield a specific pair of weapons to optimize my damage, then fine, I will. I'll fix that after battle. I know there was a bit where apparently Omega in the Pixel remasters was actually unintentionally harder, and I believe that's been since patched. But nevertheless, like, even factoring in that he's patched to be easier, his script is still a son of a bitch. Oh, and he's insanely fast. Like, lest I forget that little detail. Like, no matter how I cut it, I'm not gonna have the best of time. Like, I think at most, what I can hope for is that Omega just doesn't hit me. I will absolutely have to review some strategy stuff when it comes to Omega as well. Because he's got fucking a Rocket Punch. Which will confuse the target when they're hit by it. Know that. Got Wave Cannon, he's got the Atomic Ray. I also remember he's got Mustard Bomb. So that one might be me conflating Final Fantasy XIV a little bit. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Like, I'm pretty sure he actually does have an ability called Mustard Bomb. I'm more worried about his stop ability and his eject ability. I suppose. Oh, right, and he can use Delta Attack, if I remember rightly, which will just fucking petrify a party member. He's probably not immune to Zenny cheese. One of the only issues with that, though, is that it's going to take an insane amount of money. Actually, I just remembered, why are you wielding... Yeah, we have Masamune. Gotta love that. That seems so specific that Samurai has a first strike ability that actually isn't learnable. They just take Kryl. Goddamn. I'd say they hate women, but I mean, we kind of already figured, because they haven't hit Fjord with that once this session. They hate children. Wait, is Lena a child? Because, yeah, they haven't hit Ferris or Fjord, specifically. Like, I'm sure to some extent that, like, Lena is almost an adult, comparatively. But Kryl is definitely not. Like, I would imagine Lena's, like, 16, maybe. Ferris, being the older sister, is probably a few years older than her. And Fjord's, like, late teens or early 20s. Late teens, like, he might be 19. We all know Galuf's age. Dude is probably 50. Maybe 40. Look, man, you look at Auron in Final Fantasy X. Dude looks as old and ragged as he does, and it's like, oh, he's got salt and pepper hair. He's probably like 50-something. No, dude died when he was like 30-something. So he's actually like 30-something. Gotta love anime logic. Also, just gotta love genetics in general, because it's like, how old are you? Person that looks like they're 15. I'm 30. Dude also looked younger when he died. That's true. Which I guess kind of begs the question, like, can you still age in Final Fantasy X if you're dead? Like, walking around as, like, Auron or Seymour? Or are you just permanently stuck at the age that you died at? And thus, Auron purposefully made himself look older. Somehow. like, I guess that might beg the question, like, if that's the case, then when did Meister Micah die? Did he die when he was genuinely an old man, or did he die when he was, like, 50 and realize, oh, shit, I can just be Meister forever? Given that in 10-2, you find out there was an unsent who was alive when Sin first appeared. Aging is probably psychological? Huh. I suppose. Here's why. So, I mean, really what I'm hearing is if Orin didn't have a duty to fulfill, dude might have actually looked older. Princess Peach's new voice actress is the current voice of Auntie from Panty Stocking. That is a wild random fact. How is you, Darksider Carly? But that's cool. I have to fucking watch both the original and the upcoming Pantheon Stocking, because it's Trigger. I can't unhear Peach dropping F-bombs now. I mean, good, frankly. This tension's hilarious. Oh, hey, this Omega doesn't have the stop ability. Wait, what do you mean, this Omega? What Omega were you thinking of? Another one. Do you realize how little that narrows it down? And she also voiced Ren in Trails into Reverie, Daybreak, and Daybreak 2. Interesting. There are like 5 Omegas. I'm aware! Just like how there are 5 Shinryus. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Caesar Dragons. Or Kaiser Dragons. Final Fantasy and its reoccurring characters. Toad's new voice actress is Zhao from Genshin Impact. Good for her. Though, still very much like Upsetty Spaghetti that they let go of the original, like, Toad voice actress with, like, no notice. I think the worst Shinryu has to be the Duodecim version. Oh, who the what now? She also voiced Thor in Fire Emblem Heroes. Neat. Toadette's VA is female here. Fire Emblem Engage. Well, that is never going to leave my head now. Oh, Dissidia Dodecim. Or Duodecim. AKA, yeah, I know, female toothpaste, Chan. I played through Engage. That story was trash. Gameplay was alright, though. Well, better than alright, actually. It was one of the better Fire Emblems. I'm imagining Aelia running around doing toad sounds. She was Otsu in Mary Skelter. Ginger will have to forgive me, because while I did play through the first Mary Skelter... Okay, thank you. Like, I played through the first Mary Skelter, and frankly, at this point, I'm pretty much like, you would have to pay me to play any more Mary Skelter games. She's made... Oh, right! Now I vaguely remember. But, yeah, no, like, I'm at this stage where it's like, you would have to pay me to play more Mary Skelter. Like, I'm not going to do it willingly. I am still upsetty spaghetti about the fact that I made one wrong choice at the end of Mary Skelter 1, And I got a fucking game over screen right at the end. And also, that story just... I'm like, what the fuck is this anime bullshit? You already beat all 3 games? How could you manage that? God damn, you have greater fortitude than I, or you like genuinely enjoyed them, in which case more power to you. Amazingly, the story of 1 is the most sane. I enjoyed them. Fair. If you couldn't tell by my demeanor, the gameplay I find fine in Mary Skelter. It's everything else that I don't like. That's not true. Finale's jails are themed on execution methods rather than fairy tales. Ooh, grim. Get it? Because Grim, the Grimm's brother. But it's not that I just enjoyed the gameplay, because I do like my dungeon crawlers. I just like my RPGs. I can't unsee Otsu making Toadette noises. That is funny. But yeah, I do like my RPGs. The environment and character designs, as well as enemy designs, were all interesting. I do think... Did the recolorings come a little too soon? Asking myself the question as if somebody else is asking it. Perhaps. Perhaps. So I feel like there was a limited amount of that, but I still felt it was cool. The blood mechanic, you could almost replace with just about anything else, and it was still cool. Peach's VA plays Tatiana in Unicorn Overlord. One of the many games that I need to play and do not own yet. Like, I got the demo, I never finished the demo, but I liked what I was playing, and, you know, given you get recolors on average 1 to 2 floors, yeah. Also, Trish Triangle Strategy, a game that I have not heard great things about, even though it's, like, Final Fantasy Tactics before they announced the remaster. But I've heard not great things about it, probably primarily because of the fact that it's like Tactics, but really not. It's a worse Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, no, precisely that. And the fact that there's a remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics that is coming out later this year, I think? If it isn't already out already. If it isn't already out already. Great grammar, me. And in Fire Emblem Heroes, she's also Tine from Genealogy of the Holy War. Imagine Final Fantasy Tactics, but without all the customization. Oh, so... an early Fire Emblem. Got it. Except it's got the Final Fantasy Tactics gameplay. I'm being sassy. Sakura. This guy is 7. Speaking of games that I should play, because the last one that I've played, and cleared for that matter, was this guy at 5, if I recall. Skipping 3, because apparently there was some bullshit involving licensing that prevents it from being re-released. Which means that Disgaea 3 is forever stuck on the PlayStation 3. Which is sad, in my opinion. Actual voice Lucy from Zenless Zone Zero. Also, Disgaea D2, one of those gacha anime games. I know. I played Zenless Zone Zero a little bit. I'm trying to remember who Lucy was. It doesn't help that Zenless Zone Zero also let go and recast a bunch of their voice actors. Not that that's really related, but, like, I don't know, it could be, because I'm, like, trying to think of, like, Blue Voice 2, and it's, like, trying to think of the voice, it's like, well, maybe that's not the voice now. She is also Huo in Honkai Star Rail. Another gacha game, one that I have not, do not, and will not play. Though the will not is mostly just because fuck Hoyoverse. Because, like, I am almost entirely on the fuck Hoyoverse train because I just don't like the way that their gacha works. And it's very much because, like, pull for characters. Oh, you wanted a character? Here's a bunch of random bullshit instead. Like, why? Why does this have to be full of bullshit? I just want to pull a character. It doesn't even have to be the big character on the banner. Let me pull characters instead of these fucking balls, game! Talking about Zenless Zone Zero in that instance, but weapons in Genshin Impact and in Honkai Star Rail, I'm pretty sure it's like ability cards or something. Weird. Also, Zenless Zone Zero has more gacha in how you, like, enhance the weapons with equipping them with, like, records, and I find that upsetting. It's like, just let me run a dungeon or something and pull them randomly like a normal fucking video game. Competitive 2v2 Snake is cool, though. Though, from what I understand, there are even more minigames in the game now. God, it's gonna bother me. I'm gonna that shit really quick. I was actually gonna correct myself. No, I'm gonna keep that term usage. I'm gonna Google it real quick. Even though I'm not gonna use Google. Oh! Oh yeah, she's the blonde chick that was available early on in Zenless Zone Zero. Not the one with the giant, like, saw blade axe. Was it the saw blade axe? No. Saw blade axe was, what's her face? May. Other girl just had, like, a regular battle axe made of scrap. She had a baseball bat. It's followed by, like, 3 little... Definitely not VTuber mascots. I should probably hit the beat really quick. And I know I have, or rather have them both on my account, but that was early in before even the Sons of... I don't fucking remember what their group is called. Storyline was released. But then I know Burnus and Caesar were released. And I thought I would, like, get into ZZZ again because I really like Burnus, but then I just kind of was like, well, actually, you know what? I really didn't like the gacha system. I'm not gonna touch it. And I haven't since, and I probably won't. Like, if nothing else, just do what fucking Uma Musume does. It has, as annoying as people probably find it, it does have 2 banners that are separate. And they keep the shit in them separated. You want to pull a character? Cool. Pull from the character banner. You want to pull support stuff? Cool. Pull from the support card banner. Just do that shit. And if it's a big enough deal that you don't want people to max out their characters super quickly, how about a broader rarity range, lazy fucks? And I will emphasize, if you do like it, don't take my statements personally. I'm venting, and just star being that kind of person. We can frankly disagree on it. It's not the end of the world. I'm too old to give a fuck about if people like a thing or not. You're allowed to like a thing even if I dislike a thing. Hoyo has definitely optimized their money extraction plan. Yeah, and that's what bothers me, because that's the same shit that Blizzard did. But now we're cool with it. Like, God. Like, I'm not gonna ask that, like, I'd be able to pay an amount of money to get my character. Frankly, if we really want to fucking talk about it, I'd rather just spend an amount of time playing the fucking video game to unlock my characters, like the olden days. And the skins. And the weapons. Instead of paying money and hoping to God that RNG is on my side. And again, it's probably why, like, I have been fine with Uma Musume's monetization model. Again, much as annoying as it is to, like, to some I'm sure that when you pull characters, you don't get cards, so your card stuff will fall behind. But if you pull cards, you won't pull characters, so maybe you won't get the character progression that you wanted to get. And it feels very, like, give and take in that case. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, cool, I just get to pull for characters, because that's what I mostly want. And when I feel like I want support cards, I'll pull for support cards. And, like, I do like that. And also, I do like that Uma Musume, each character has their own, if incredibly similar, campaign. And that, I don't know, it feels like more of a game because of that. Like, you get everybody's individual stories, and they're all meant to be played through instead of just a line of battles. And also, like, I'm not gonna lie, Monster Rancher's gameplay setup definitely lends itself to being on a mobile platform. Like, it's almost like having a fucking Tamagotchi. That's why that shit was basically crack for kids. They, like, when that was around. Until they fucking forgot about their Tamagotchis and they died. I'm being yelled at by my cat. Well, my fiance's cat. Our cat. Again. What? 29 minutes. No, let me sleep. But I'd like to see you try Persona 5 X at some point, but I don't want to subject you to the 12-ish hour tutorial introduction. Wait, is it, like, genuinely that long? Because if so, like, fuck, man. Yes? What the hell? Like, is it that complicated, or is it, like, they make you sit through just that much shit? Because that's not how you do mobile game tutorials at all. If anything, you should do them more like Uma Musume, which gets you going, it has you do some polls, it makes you go through, like, the world's shortest career, and it says, alright, go have fun. And then you're like, wait, what? Oh, that's awkward. You are crossing so many mandatory 5-minute tutorials broken up with 5-minute story. Oh, Jesus Christ. That sounds like hell. And people like that. Bro, I don't... It was. I don't mind longer tutorials, because, like, provided that you pay attention, sometimes the tutorial teaches you everything you need to know about a game. But in this case, it sounds like it's fucking front-loading you with a shitload of information, plus story. Like, just... I don't fucking know, man. Learn how to pace your bullshit. The game gives you 3 separate tutorials on Oh my god. Yeah, no, I feel like in your shoes, Jindra, I would have just stopped. I would have given up. There is such a thing as too many tutorials for me. And that very much feels like that crosses that line. Like, it doesn't even sound like a good stream experience. Like, tutorial, story, tutorial, story, tutorial, story, ads, tutorial, story, tutorial, story, tutorial, story, tutorial, ads, story. Like, cool! When am I actually gonna get to play the fucking game? On stream? Fucking never. God damn. I'd sooner make a stream about paint drying. For how much more engaging that sounds. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's got, like, some incredible writing. Of the same blush. It's more they force you to do one kind of every action when the action first becomes a bit... Oh, they can fuck right off with that. Come off it. We want to make sure you know exactly what this does, so we're giving you a tutorial for it right as it comes up. Like, fuck off! And for some reason, they treat Merope and Lufiel hangouts as different from the rest of S-Links. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, Persona 5. Persona 5 had a pretty lengthy tutorial, let's be real. But that was actually interspersed with rather lengthy, like, story segments and gameplay segments. With a separate force time for each of the 3 starting part-time No, I would pull my fucking hair out. Like, it very much doesn't trust the player enough to be able to be literate enough to play the video game. Like, there's a tutorial, and then there is holding your fucking hand. I'm not gonna retain any of that fucking information. Because I'm being guided through it. Like, the devs need to let the player have some agency. It gets better at the second palace. What, is it only like a tutorial every 5 minutes of story and 10 minutes of gameplay? I'm kidding, I'm being facetious. Still though, you're not really selling me on the game. God's the hand-holding of puzzles in the first palace. Yeah, no, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, most of the American player base that attempted to play Persona 5X at first just bounced right fucking off of it. Hell, I would fucking bounce right off of it. I just got here. God. My God, this Persona 5X talk makes me die a little on the inside. Hello, Bogey, how is you? And it makes you die a little? It makes me die a lot. Like, again, it sounds awful. You know, they replaced most of their team based on feedback after the end of the first palace. Yeah, they better fucking have! Like, holy shit! Because, like, again, you don't trust your players to make any sort of, like, decision? You gotta guide them through all of it? They're not gonna remember shit! Trust me, if I actually played it, I'd die fully. Yeah, no! Like, again, that's something that I actually really like doing Musume for. The game, like, does its brief tutorial where you do the training action once, you did the gotcha pulls once, and then it just, like, once it's done, it's like, alright, go have fun. And then it gives you some text tutorials that you can read or skip through. And for me, yeah, I did read all of them. And even after reading all of them, I still didn't fucking know what Guts did. I actually had to get a guide involved. But now I can tell you what Guts does. And right now, it's not the most useful stat. For now. Also, something nice about Mr. Keezer, probably have been through all the tutorials after one 2-ish hour session. Yeah, no, like, it hasn't, if I recall correctly, it didn't hit me with another tutorial since. Like, I'm done. I'm good, I can just play the game. But Jesus fucking Louise is like, you can't. I mean, I suppose you can. You really should have your tutorial be that fucking long, though. Like, even Persona 5, playing that, like, that tutorial pushed it in places. But eventually it got out of the tutorial. And again, it did help that a lot of its tutorial was juxtaposed between a lot of its story. And with a lot of its story, it actually gave you moments where you could take control and do a little bit of something and do stuff at your own pace. But, oh my god. There might be a tutorial for dimensional variable and deduction, but those are complex extra game modes with a lot of extra things to learn. That's fine! You want to give a tutorial on the extra shit? Like, that's fine. Samurai's almost mastered. What? You have 18 minutes, Missy. She's meowing at me and rubbing against my leg because she wants food. Kral's on the last stretch. I think Fjord is on the last stretch. Ferris is on the last stretch. And I think Len is on the last stretch. Oh, we're almost ready. Oh, man. Can I please not be tired? I appreciate not being tired. I don't even know why I'm tired. I went to bed at a reasonable hour. I got a good amount of sleep. I still enjoy Brahma and Ether Gazer, partly because they're always basically going HDD with an explosion. That's cool. Well, personally, I think there's something infinitely. Also, all of our skills are basically mini ults. There. There's something infinitely charming about the gameplay being raising a character's stats and then having you watch them perform and, like, see the fruits of your labor, basically. Like, did you do good? Did you do poorly? You're gonna find out. And then, like, the hype when you pull ahead and just win. Definitely had a couple of moments like that today, at least. Or, no, not today, last night. Which is why I've been liking Uma Musume as much as I have. And again, then there's Velatra, which... Hey kids, do you like poker? Or Gold Chip decides she isn't trying today despite all her stat boots. Stats loses. Yeah. Yeah, or that happens. You get invested. That's what I like about Uma Musume. It gives you time to get invested. Anyway, time for another break. Considering how tired I am, we'll stream a little bit more Final Fantasy V when we get back. I'm not sure how much more, but a little bit more. So get up, stretch, do what you gotta do in order to stay as healthy as you can be. Otherwise, don't go anywhere. So... Sorry, I'm reading something. Get up, stretch, do what you gotta do to stay as healthy as you can, but otherwise don't go anywhere. We'll be back with a little bit more Final Fantasy V. My break might be a bit extended. I'll see you guys in a bit. Thank you for your patience. Fiance needed some hydration, so I ran out to get them some Powerade to help with that. Not sponsored. Some Electroaid. Sure, that's what we'll call it. This would be one of those instances where it's like, you know, if they paid me, but no, I do not want their money. Okay. Let's go for a little bit longer. Aww. First, about to master Berserker. Please, excuse me. I feel like we're just in a very, very, very good spot. The big thing that we need to look out for is Lena mastering dual wielding. Because once we get that, basically everybody can have dual wielding, including Fjord, because Fjord will be a ninja. Which won't work out in the way that I want the party to appear, but I mean, hey. Who said that it has to be? I just have to follow the rules for the Fjord Fiesta. Probably keep going until about 2 hours-ish, which I know only gives us about 15 more minutes, but hey. Well, that's less of a but hey. It only gives us 15 minutes, and I do apologize about that. To say it turned into another grinding session, I don't know. I thought I would hate, like, or dislike it, because it makes for poor streaming content. When all I do is yap, there are worse things in the world. I don't yap enough, I feel like. And yapping's not bad. Be it about the game, about games that I've been playing, about plans for playing games, about newsworthy stuff, the works. But it just, I say but, it doesn't help when you start feeling tired partway through streaming, and thus your motivation to continue streaming just plummets. Because like, oh, I'm sleepy, now I want to go to bed. Even though I probably will stay up for like another few hours yet. Because I think what I'm probably going to do is I will likely do my dailies in Uma Musume. And then either after I've done that or while I'm doing that, I will turn around and see about doing a little bit more Albion Online, just to really get a feel for it, if it's something that I want to continue sinking and investing time into. And if it is, perfect. If it's not, oh well. From what I understand, the block game is supposed to be released tomorrow, after its lengthy amount of patching and basically overhaul, to the point the whole fucking game got wiped. Because I know I will want to sink more time into that. I want to be a treasure hunter. That's going to be my story. Because that's less of, oh hey, I get to play as a character, and more of, well, I'm playing as myself, because I only have the one character, so I want to do something that I would want to do. So, treasure hunting it is. Denied. Denied. Well, yeah, attack the right one. Shame that we're in the back row. still good. I'm happy where we're at in terms of Fjord Fiesta. And it's going to be nice after getting this out of the way, because then we can just optimize our strategy a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. And with an optimized strategy, getting levels should be a piece of cake. Because then the only thing that's going to be holding me back in that regard is just mostly going to be our power. I would be curious to see, like, is this what I'm doing the most efficient way to get Gil, or is there a more efficient way as well? Because again, like, to get Shinryu, I feel like really all we need 4 coral rings, and we'll have a decent chance at killing Shinryu then. Because we'll survive the initial tsunami. It'll be a matter of surviving the other stuff, but with a flame shield and ice shield in the party, or at least one of the shields in the party somewhere, we should be okay. Berserker does not get any of the shields because the Berserker's just going to attack. I have no control of them, so them being guaranteed to survive does me no favors. Really what it does is just ensure that, like, I'm going to have a very slow and painful death as I watch the Berserker get murdered. Because I can't do anything. It's Omega that's going to prove to be the tricky one. Because I would love to, like, beat Omega again. But I feel like my best odds at doing that were with the Mystic Knight, and those hopes were dashed the second that I rolled Berserker. Such is life. Such is the will of RNGesus. Praise be his name, and hope for D20s. Or hope for D20s? Hope for Nat 20s, rather. I will say, scheduled for the rest of this week at least. Probably gonna restart the Kenshi deal Thursday for that project. At least until a new project replaces the Fjord Fiesta, which will be a while yet for that, I feel like. If blocking becomes the great replacer, the thing to replace it. Because I could see myself sinking a lot of time in doing that, but the last thing I want to become is a fucking Minecraft streamer. No, actually, the true last thing I want to become is a League of Legends streamer. Minecraft is pretty low on the list, too. Even if it is a... I wouldn't say fan, but mod, like, individual developed mod server for Minecraft, I do not want to be known as a, like, Minecraft streamer, so I can see myself, instead of doing that, like, multiple times a week, like, maybe devoting a good chunk of online time to streaming when it comes to, like, so this is the plan that we're doing today, if it's not, like, just exploring the current instance of, like, a randomly generated field to get treasure. Because I imagine my exploits are not going to be too terribly interesting. At least until it comes to a point where it's like, well, I'm part of this town is, like, or this nation, rather, is getting involved in a war. And now, like, my treasure hunting is incredibly important, and I keep being harassed by the other nation, so today we've got, like, a bunch of guards, and we're hoping to do, like, X, Y, or Z. Or who knows, maybe I'll fucking start some sort of, like, treasure hunters association. almost have Berserker mastered. We also need to get out of here and restock again anyway. Save that gold needle. I will... Like, again, this hasn't been as boring as I thought it might be. Mostly been boring for me. If anything, I would hope that, like, I've been entertaining with my commentary. If nothing else. Remembering, like, all roots. Think about Ratto. Thought I heard you making noise. He's probably also going to be let loose while I play Albion. And that way he gets his fun time out of his enclosure, his cage. I also need water. Sorry, bud. Do it straight after I'm done. We have enough gold needles for one more. And it's a 5er. And then let's get the front door out of here. Oops. I went through so many fights. Commentary is always nice, to be honest. Fair. I neglect to consider how helpful it is to have, like, somebody doing their thing, be it, like, a challenge run video or otherwise, just off in the background, and I'm barely even paying attention to their video, and I'm just listening to them, like, yap on about what they're doing. Well, heck you for petrifying Ferris, but thank you for the gold needle to undo your work. Like, commentary is such a powerful thing. It just becomes, like, something for people to focus on in the background. Helps with, like, focus and stuff, depending, too. Okay, rest up. I'm gonna restock on gold needles, and I think we'll call it there. And then I'm going to replace my Ratto's water, because I didn't realize he was out. He's been okay. I mean, frankly, we also have enough to get all the coral rings. And if we don't, I can probably sell something. Like, we can't use any of those. May as well sell those. But I'm keeping Excalibur. I will not sell Excalibur. You cannot make me. Besides, I only get 1 gil for it anyway. So even if you could make me, it's not worth it. You have throw. Throw it. Fuck, you're right. Yeah, I'll keep him. Just to throw him. Yeah, I usually have Warhammer mini tutorials in the background. If I had the motivation, I wouldn't dislike painting my, like, Warhammer 40k minis. I never have the motivation, though. So I know I never will. Or actually uses its listed power and skips the special damage down factor. Oh. Remembering something. Is this the game where you suplex a train? No, that's Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, next game. We don't need main gouge anymore. Knife. Love how you can sell the Holy Lance for 5 gil. Like, oh. Cool. Yeah, the power sash at this point just isn't worth having, and the gauntlets... There's probably use for them, but I can buy them again. The UI looks so similar, I thought train suplexing was the thing to look forward to. The reason why it looks so similar is partly because it's part of the Pixel Remaster series, which all their UIs are pretty much the same. Okay.
I think it's funny when I brought that up to the vet, and it was like, yeah, I'm kind of worried sometimes you fast. Yeah, I got one of those too. And I'm like, well, then I'm a little less concerned.
Yeah. Okay, we have 4 coral rings, which is perfect. Because it negates fire. I don't know if I need to buy all those rings. Absorb fire negates ice. Omega doesn't have an ice attack, so the coral rings are perfect. There was probably one that I could acquire somewhere, and I just overpaid by 50,000 gil. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. But that helps with that prep work. So, that should mean I have a fighting chance against Shinryu. The 50 million gil question is, do I have a fighting chance against Omega? And the answer may not surprise you. I don't think I do. We're healed up. I still gotta top off on getting ABP for at least Lena and Fjord, so then they can swap. Because I'm pretty sure... Wait, no. Who hasn't mastered being a Dragoon? Oh, it is Lena. Okay, yeah, so Fjord and Lena, I want them to master. And then Kryl I want to master, and then she and Ferris can swap, and then everybody is just on their final job, and there's no longer anything I need to worry about for abilities that may or may not be missing. Because what they are currently will have all the stuff that they need. Sans Berserker. Berserker will have everything. But yeah, we're looking good. Okay. Right on schedule, because I started getting a headache, too. Great. Honestly, I might just have allergy shenanigans or dehydration shenanigans. That'll do it for tonight. I do appreciate your patience, and I, again, appreciate your patience in regards... Or, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate your patience in regards to the lengthy intermission. Let me see who I can raid while I'm doing that. Folks, thank you very much for sticking around to the end of the stream. Your time is one of your most valuable resources, and I appreciate you sticking around even for a minute. It gives me folks to ramble at, talk to, provide commentary, maybe lull to sleep. I don't know. You people are weird and cool. You're cool and weird. But, yeah, and I appreciate you spending even a minute of it here, because, you know, valuable time. With that said, whomst do I raid? 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 Bip, 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 bip. I almost low-key want to raid Tricky. But I also want to know what the fuck Brutal John 2 is being streamed by Gaijin Goomba. And why is it that title for it. More Duke than Duke Nukem. What? But he's playing what looks like a puzzle game? Hello? Okay, I need answers. We're rating him. So with that said, please remember you're always welcome here at Mana's Potion. And I'll see you next time.